In this week's Parshat of Vayishlach, we have Yaakov Avinu coming back with his entire family to meet with Esav. The Torah describes to us how Yaakov Avinu takes his entire family and he crosses them over Nar Yabok. And then the Chumash tells us in source 1a, the English in 1b, Vayivater Yaakov levado. And Yaakov was left alone. Vayavek ishimo adalot hashachar, and a man wrestled with him until the morning. And the man was, when he perceived that he could not overcome him, he struck the socket of his hip, and we find in this encounter, Yaakov comes out, Soleil Yerecho, it comes out limping, but spiritually victorious, that he gets an added name, he gets the name Yisrael, for being able to be victorious in this encounter with the angel of God. Rashi immediately on the phrase Vayivater Yaakov levado, and Yaakov was left alone, asks the question that the rabbis ask in the Gemara and in the Medrash. Why was Yaakov left alone? Had he not crossed over his entire family, why did he then come back and be in a position of being alone? So Rashi says, based on Chazal, do not read it as livado, but read it as likado. He returned for his jars. And this is a famous Rashi in source number 2. Rashi cites a Talmudic interpretation from Chulin that Yaakov Avinu had forgotten some pachim ktanim, some earthenware pitchers, and returned to fetch them. And from the fact that Yaakov returned for small pitchers, the sages derive that to the righteous their money is dearer to them than their body. Which obviously raises a lot of questions. How could Yaakov Avinu put himself in danger, or potential danger, to be all by himself for just some earthenware pitchers? And what does it mean that the righteous, it's more valuable to them earthenware pitchers than their own bodies? It's a very strange statement of our rabbis. Having said this, to understand it on face value, what Rashi, Chazal are telling us is that Yaakov Avinu is left alone because he forgot some of these earthenware jars, and he's going back to get them. On this, the Asufos Marachos, Rav Goldvich, asked a very, very interesting question. And it's this question that I'd like to, Mirz Hashem, focus in on today on 4 different levels. And level 4, time permitting, will have A and B. He says, this hour of Yaakov Avinu, the time that he returned for Pachim Tanim, it seems to our untrained eye a time of smallness. It's therefore surprising that it is in this section that we learn about the greatness of Yaakov Avinu, the strength of Yaakov Avinu. And the question which he asks, and this is the question I'd like to Mirz Hashem raise today, is what is the connection between Vayivater Yaakov levado, understanding Chazal's understanding that Yaakov Avinu was left alone because he went back for these jars, these earthenware vessels. What does this have to do with the end of the pasuk? Vayavek ishimo adalot hashachar, that a man who we know, according to our rabbis, was the archangel of Esav. He represented Esav, the force of evil. Why does this angel come specifically now? What is it in the fact that Yaakov Avinu returned for these vessels that prompts the angel at this moment to come attack Yaakov Avinu? It seems like such an innocuous time. He's just getting some earthenware. Fight Yaakov when he's involved in something major, something great, something, that's of tremendous spiritual value. This is inconsequential. Why fight him right now? And this is a major fight to see the greatness of Yaakov Avinu. 4 levels in Mirz Hashem, my friends. And in this case, we're going to try to see how the levels build on each other. The first level is based on the Asufos Marachos himself, where he notes that the Gemara Nida tells us that when a uterus is formed, an embryo is formed, an angel comes in front of Hashem and says, Tipa zu mate aleha, what's going to become of this child? Gibor chalash, will it be strong or weak? Chacham o tipesh, wise or foolish? Ashir or ani, will it be rich or poor? Ve'ilu tzaddik or rasha, but the question of righteous or wicked, is not asked, because as we know, Hakol b'yedei shamayim chutz miyirat shamayim, those spiritual items are in the hand of the person. It's not something predestined. And the Asufos Marachos continues to explain that Bnei Adam nivru amanat l'shamesh ba'olam. Our job in this world is to serve God, and to be able to do our specific job in this world. Ki kol adam nivra al davar miyuchad shein acher yachol l'takno. As the Sfas Emes explained, each and every one of us is put in this world to fulfill a certain mission that nobody else can fulfill. And the Asufos Marachos continues that a person can have a very large ability and an expanse of jobs and reservoir of kochos, but even such a person who has a tremendous amount that they can accomplish in this world cannot do the job of the individual who has a limited amount of potential and a limited amount to contribute, because no one job will ever overlap another. Every person has a unique position to fulfill in this world. And continue